And we're in.
Everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to episode 5 of the Stream Warriors podcast. Can't believe it's 5 episodes already.
Time flies.
We missed a week. Had a little bit going on, but we're back.
Indeed.
And things happen. It's showbiz. So
is it?
But, somewhat showbiz, I guess. But yeah, we were here for episode 5, and I am Buzz, one of your co-hosts here for the Stream Warriors podcast, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. Johnny Deadly.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm feeling slightly poorly, but excited about what we're talking about.
Yes.
It doesn't sound like that because I sound unenthused, but trust me, it's the illness.
If that's you're excited, I'd hate to see you're depressed.
Me?
Yeah.
Stone Cold Killer, man. It's just all the 7 emotions of Johnny Deadly.
All in one. We do have a fun episode today with an ending that you will not want to miss. Something is going to happen at the end of this podcast that may ruin my career, probably. So,
will it?
Depending on how everybody likes it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be okay.
Real quick, though, before we get into what our topic is for today, I just want to let everybody know to head over to the Twitters or in the Instagrams. A couple of our contributors had posted new special effects looks, Avatar and Jess.
Yeah.
So I know I retweeted them through my Twitter and the channel's Twitter. But you can look at them at Avatar SFX on both Instagram and Twitter, and Jess at Jess _1331 on Twitter. They posted within the last week. Each of them posted a new special effects.
Some very awesome looks, I must say.
They were very, very awesome.
They were very, very awesome.
Both of them blew me away. That's again why.
So good, R. Kelly could write a song about them.
Yes.
Pre-pissing on teenagers, R. Kelly. I believe I can fly, R. Kelly. That R. Kelly.
That's the best R. Kelly, I guess.
Not I want to pee on you, R. Kelly.
So, yes. So, there's a reason why we handpicked them to be contributors here.
That's our shit.
Definitely, you can see that in their latest works. So head over to the socials that I gave you and check out their latest work and give them some love. And I guess we can get ready to get into this week's topic. This week's topic is Stephen King and Stephen King films.
The literary king of horror and... to a certain degree, the cinematic king of horror as well.
Yes. He's
responsible for half of the movies horror-related in some shape, way, or form over the last 3 years, anyway.
Yeah.
It's been a heavy Stephen King 36 months, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, I was going to say, he probably had one of his biggest years last year, 2017. With It, and then the 2 Netflix.
Yeah, you had It, and you had Gerald's Game.
In 1922.
And 1922, which that's only came out here recently, I think, on Netflix.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
I'm yet to see that,
I saw
actually.
It fairly early. It's very, very different compared to most Stephen King films. Sorry, I had a freaking something fly in my face. It was good.
In what way?
I really enjoyed it.
In what way? We might as well talk about that one first, because
it's
the freshest.
It's more of a character developed film.
I would say books wise, and especially with the miniseries Stephen King things, they're very character driven.
Yeah. This one, it has a very, very small cast.
Okay.
Starred with Thomas Jane.
Nice.
Who I really liked in The Punisher and The Mist, another Stephen King film.
Yeah.
That we'll talk about a little bit.
Best goddamn Punisher, I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Best goddamn Punisher.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Like, I mean, John Berthel's doing okay with the Netflix series, but...
Oh, no, sorry. He's...
Thomas Jane...
Yeah, but it was just... what happened with the Punisher movies were they came out when they still didn't know how to handle over 18s superhero movies.
Because the first, technically, the very first one was back in the 80s with Dolph Lundgren, but we don't talk about that.
That car.
Thomas Jane one, I believe, came out in 2004. I think it was rated PG-13 out here. And
it's got the cool scene with your man getting all the piercings pulled out.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Kevin Nash made an appearance in that film as the Russian.
Yeah, and you had John Travolta.
Yes, I loved John Travolta as Howard Saint.
Yeah. John Travolta's a great bad guy.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite. There's the very many iconic performances that John Travolta has had. That's actually my favorite of his.
We need to get back onto Stephen King.
Wait, what were we talking about? Stephen King? Oh, yeah.
We were talking about 1921 and then Netflix led into Punisher.
Okay. For 1922, if you don't know what it's based on, what it is a rancher and his wife and their son. And the farm and land that they own is in his wife's family's farm.
Right.
Well, she's thinking about selling the farm.
Oh, no.
And him and his son conspire to actually have her killed so that they get the land.
Dirty bastards.
Yeah, which they do.
And then she haunts the shit out of them?
They kill her, and then they dump her body into the well that's on the property.
Oh, no.
And pretty much the rest of the movie is not John Travolta. Got John Travolta in my mind. Thomas Jane is just having these just terrible, like, horrific visions of, like, his dead wife and just crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then there's also a Bonnie and Clyde subplot with the son and his girlfriend, where they actually go and, like, rob a bank and they get shot and killed. It is slow. It's a slow build up, but it's a really, really good psychological horror film that just really just, like, is what he's seeing, is it real? Is it imagination? Is this going to, like, drive him to insane? Like, it's a really good watch. I personally liked it, and I personally recommend it.
I meant to catch it for this, and then I just ran into the Tommy Knockers and other things of the miniseries variety and lost track. I watched some of The Stand. Yeah, but I will probably throw on 1921 after this. 1922, sorry.
I don't know what movie 1921 is.
It's the one before 1922.
The prequel.
The prequel, where they're just farming. It's like season 3 of The Walking Dead.
Exactly. I like that.
Just a lot of agriculture.
Yes. Crops.
Creepy music.
But yeah, and we got It Chapter 2 coming out next year.
Yeah, I'm I'm liking the adult cast that they've released so far. I can buy it because this is where I'm interested because whatever my gripes and stuff with the new It movie were, it was an enjoyable watch and things like that, and the original miniseries when they got into the second half of it with the adults was pretty rough.
Yeah.
A pretty rough 2 hours. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what they do. I've been told that there's not going to be a stupid fucking spider.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't read too much into it since, like, besides the casting. So, I enjoyed the remake. That's gonna especially over on Horror Amino, where you and me frequent quite a bit. That's always a heated debate: is what was better, the remake or the miniseries? I honestly, my honest opinions are they're two completely different things.
Yeah,
it's hard to compare them to me. They're both great for what they are. But they're just, I can't really honestly sit there and say one is better than the other just because they're literally, to me personally, they're not the same thing. I mean, it's the same story, but they're just they're told so differently that it's just a completely different movie.
I'd agree with that completely.
So,
I do. I'll always have a fondness.
That it got like a budget. Because, I mean, the original miniseries was a TV miniseries, so there wasn't a whole lot they could do special effects-wise and stuff like that.
I'm always going to have a place in my heart for the Tim Curry Pennywise.
Sorry, Cat is making an appearance.
Yep.
She was spiky.
Bye, kitty.
But yeah, Tim Curry, I think, and that's another thing is like everyone's like, well, who's Pennywise is better, Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård? And it's like
two different Pennywises.
They're two completely different things.
I liked Skarsgård as Pennywise as well. I don't know. There was something about Tim Curry's. You could kind of, as scary as Tim Curry's guy was, I could envision a child walking over to him, whereas Skarsgård's Pennywise, I'm like, at no point would any child in their life go near that clown.
Exactly.
So I felt it was a bit odd that way.
Exactly. That's exactly what I felt.
Because Pennywise just up until, or sorry, not Pennywise, Tim Curry's Pennywise up until he'd actually go to kill you and eat your soul or whatever it was. He just looked like a drunk, abrasive clown.
Yeah.
You know, angry. I've done way too many kids' parties. Fuck you.
One more balloon animal and I will go crazy.
Yeah, just making balloon animals of middle fingers. Just like, here you go, kid. Fuck off.
Yeah. And it's just, part of me thinks it's because of, like, you know, the new generation of horror. It's all got to be, like, jump scare in your face. It can't be, I don't know. So, I mean, he made sense for this era for the movie.
Yeah.
But I just, like I said, like you said, I still have the special place for Tim Curry's Pennywise.
I have a special place for Tim Curry in general, to be honest. Anything.
Exactly.
He's just great in everything.
So that's what that's what's coming up here soon. I want to say I thought I heard he's obviously got other stuff coming out too, other movies that are either being. I know he's got Pet Sematary.
Oh yeah,
remake.
I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. Well,
that could do with a modern day graphical upgrade.
That goes down as my favorite of all of his movies and books. is Pet Sematary. I just think it's probably one of the more like emotionally charged like movies he has, where just the emotion and everything with like the loss of his son and everything. It's such a like emotional movie, and that's why I just love that movie so much.
Yeah.
So I'm part of me is excited for a remake, but then again, I love the original so much that it's like, I don't know. Part of me is like, I don't think it needs to be done, but I am interested. I obviously I'll check it out, but I'm iffy right now. When it gets closer and maybe you see some like footage of it or something like that, I might get more excited. But
I'm not iffy about anything until I'm given a reason to be iffy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I like to try and keep an open slate on anything.
I have one thing that you might not be open slated on. Okay. Slenderman.
No. What? Pooh.
Slenderman.
Yeah, it's poo. Absolute drivel. It was absolute drivel.
So
absolute drivel. It was an hour and 28 minutes of my life that I actually feel like billing. I can't remember the production company.
Sony.
Yeah, those cunts. I actually feel like billing them. Just been like, you owe me.
You make a good video game system, but not a good movie.
No. You don't.
So, okay. So, moving on.
I was wondering. I was like, what does Stephen King have to do? Did he? I was like, did he screenplay the Slenderman movie? What?
Well, no, I was just trying to sort of that there is something wouldn't give a actual chance without knowing about it.
I think if you wanted to do a good Slenderman movie, you have to get M. Night Shyamalan to direct it. Yeah, well, he has to be the guy. Like, he has to be the guy to direct it. His storytelling style would suit the Slenderman story.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
It wouldn't be just a bunch of fucking jump scares. It'd be like a very well thought out, creepy plot, and I'm sure he'd do a lot with the Slenderman story arc in general. But instead, they just went for a total teenager puff fest. Basically, oh, look at all the shiny lights, and oh, he's got so many arms. Oh, so many arms.
He became an octopus.
Yeah. Multiple.
Okay. He's a very tall, pale octopus. We got.
Is it looking for a punch in the mouth? Is what it is.
So far on our Stephen King video, we've talked about Slenderman. We've talked about The Punisher.
Yeah, all of the Punishers.
And so
I'd like to point out that it's not me.
I guess it is me. I apologize.
You brought up the Punisher and Slenderman.
I apologize. What?
Well, I'll talk about. I'm as happy to talk about random shit as anyone else. I don't give a monkeys.
It happens when we get into a discussion, stuff comes up. We'll talk about it. It's how cat's tail just walk by.
That's how things branch out. But I do think Shyamalan would do a really good job with a Slenderman. Okay. I can't actually say his name properly. I just refuse to.
M. Night Shyamalan. What? Tell us some of your couple of personal favorite Stephen King films or books.
I did Maximum Overdrive as part of my research.
Yeah, I did too yesterday.
Which I hadn't watched it in ages because I just had this incredibly like cheesy taste left in my mouth after I'd seen it the first time or something. But I fucking enjoyed it there last night. Now it was great. It's great.
And that's his actual Stephen King's first directorial, his debut.
And he did his little Alfred Hitchcock moment as well at the start of the movie.
Yep.
Getting told he's an effing asshole by a cash machine, I think it was, wasn't it?
The ATM, yeah.
Hey, honey, this cash machine's calling me an asshole.
Then didn't, one of the signs on top of the bank, I think, said, fuck you, too.
Yeah, it was cool.
So,
what I appreciated about this, and we were talking about it off camera, was instead of what a lot of movies suffer from these days is far too much setup pre-story that's really non-necessary for the overall storyline that they're trying to get through, and all of that he just handles with a fucking two paragraph opening sequence. Comets are flying around. Meteor trails. All electronic things. Fucking hate humans. Let's start this movie. Fuck you, you asshole.
Stuff like that. All going up.
It's great. Pardon me for the sweet. I'm sucking on a lot.
I honestly appreciate any movie that kills a character by shooting soda cans out of a vending machine.
Oh, man. The hole in that guy's head was epic. Epic.
And smashing children under a roller or whatever that thing was.
As I think it's come up in one of our previous shows, I'll always give points to someone. Not that I condone the murder of children in real life. Murdering children is bad. But on cinema, in a movie, call me bad, it gets bonus points. It's just like, ballsy. No one ever has the nuts to actually kill the kid. And they didn't just kill the kid. The kid had no fighting chance. He just got steamrolled. He got steamrolled. Not steamrolled like Kevin Owens at SummerSlam. I mean literally steamrolled with a steamroller.
Oh, I like that tie-in.
I can pretty much make any analogy via wrestling. It's a talent, Vince. If you ever need a commentator.
If you want to touch on that, that's actually...
If you want someone that can put Corey Graves in his box.
That's actually a common theme with Stephen King movies is kids die a lot in his movies.
It's probably why he's the king of horror.
He don't care.
He doesn't care if it's like Kurt Sutter with the Sons of Anarchy cast. I don't give a fuck how attached you are. If it's good for the storyline for that guy to go, done.
Exactly.
Buka. # remember Opie.
Yes.
# Opie Beard. # died like a legend.
It's almost wanting me to go into another sidetrack, but I think we've done it enough.
Oh, dude, don't get into Sons of Anarchy with me. If you thought it was bad on Breaking Bad.
That's one of my favorite shows. So
it's one of my favorite shows too. I literally have about 5 Sons of Anarchy hoodies right there.
Awesome.
I also had a full blown tweet conversation with Mama Teller on Twitter.
Oh really?
Yeah, as in Peggy Bundy.
Yeah.
She tweeted something and I said something and then she tweeted me back about the Gorecast and then I was wearing the Sons of Anarchy hoodie and I was like, weird. Click. Said that.
That was such a freaking good show, man.
It was such a good show. I was just very happy that I was like... Because Peggy Bundy, I don't know why. It could be those leopard print tights.
She was looking pretty damn good in that show.
She was looking pretty damn good in that show. And I wouldn't have thought about it at the time because Ron Perlman was in the picture, but now that he's,
Ron motherfucking Perlman.
Oh, just to clarify, sorry, Clay Morrow is Ron Perlman's alive and kicking. Just I made it very look like there was a... Anyway, moving on. More Stephen King. Actually,
so yeah.
We had Ron Perlman. Segue. We had Ron Perlman. We could talk about Desperation.
You go ahead and talk about that because I don't think I remember seeing that.
Okay, so it's there's a guy writing a book. There's all these people. and Ron Perlman plays this evil sheriff who just kind of coerces and gets people locked up in the prison. And then it turns out that he's this demon trying to get all of their souls, but it's called what's his name? Tack to something. And he does this real crazy. He does this whole crazy. One moment. Thanks. He does this whole crazy. He just plays crazy really well in it, and then he'd be like, "I'm going to arrest you, and I'm going to put you in the prison." Tack, 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 tack. And then everyone's like, "Why'd you keep saying tack?" But it's really cool. Kind of mystery element to it as well, because it's like all the 5 people that he's kidnapped are locked up in the prison cells, and they're trying to figure out how the hell to get out, because they realise that it's not a case of, oh, we're just going to be locked up here for the night. I think I'm going to get murdered, because people tend to, some of them got dragged out of the cells and yet to return.
I'll definitely take a look at that one. Desperation, you said?
Yeah, Desperation. Myself and Giz covered it on the Gorecast. It's well worth the watch.
Okay.
We were doing a Ron Perlman night.
That should be a good night.
It was a good night. We did, what was it? Blade 2, I Sell the Dead, and Desperation. Because it was kind of like it was kind of one from each decade of his career.
Yeah. Is that maybe like your kind of favorite, maybe not as known movie, or is there another one that you got?
Very underrated, and had pretty good. Had a really good cast. There was the guy. Do you remember that? I can't remember the actor's name. Do you remember that TV show, Picket Fences?
Yeah, I remember it.
He was like the sheriff in it, with the grey hair. He was like perpetually had grey hair for like the entirety of his career. Excuse me.
Not check.
Gonna check. Who else was in it? There was Ron Perlman, your man. There was another girl of notable mention. I've watched a lot of Stephen King movies in the last couple of days, so I'm having a bit of a mind.
Was it? It was a TV movie, right?
Yeah, it was a TV movie. I think he directed it as well, actually.
Came out in 2006.
Yeah.
Got Ron Perlman, Tom Skerritt. He was the one that you were talking about.
Yeah. Tom Skerritt, that's him.
Steven Weber. Annabeth Gish.
That's a good name.
Henry Thomas.
That sounds like a type of weed.
Annabeth Gish.
Yeah, can I get a bag of that Annabeth Gish?
And then some other people that I don't think anybody knows who they are. So
yeah, well, Perlman and Skerritt are the 2 big names in it. That Annabeth Gish one is in loads of stuff. I just can't remember what for the life of me.
I will definitely give it a view.
Yeah, it's good. Like, good, enjoyable. I really liked. Contrary to the normal Stephen King movie, it was very, very colourful. Like, just because it's in this kind of desert setting, but it's like real bright oranges, and the nearly reminded me of the kind of the Breaking Bad colour grade, but without the kind of the green tones in it.
Yeah.
Like the red rock and the desert mountains looked red as everything, and the sky was so blue. And it was really cool. Kind of to sell the whole kind of dream sequence element of it. Not that it was a dream sequence, but really good.
I would have to say, like, I don't know if you consider it a underrated. I mean, I think it is underrated. I think my favorite is The Mist.
Oh, I was just going to bring up The Mist. I don't know why it's underrated, because, like, I mean, as fucking shock endings go.
Exactly.
Ow. Ow.
That's also goes in the line with, like I was saying before, with the Pet Sematary. That's just, like, the emotion, just especially, it doesn't have to be just a parent, but if you are a parent, that does, like, double your feelings of that at the end of that movie.
When I did the guest spot on Demented Pictures channel, it was for the top 10 twist endings, and he only had the Mist in the honorable mentions, and I was
I remember that.
I was like, how? I was like, I don't know how that's in the honorable mentions. Although then when as I read up the list, then I was kind of like, oh yeah, I can kind of. Which will give you an indication of what was on the list when shooting your entire family in the face doesn't make the top 10.
And that was a really good, just so many different themes in that movie.
Yeah.
Religion.
Racism.
Paranoia.
Racism.
And it just, it's like you I try to sometimes sit there and put myself in the shoes of characters sometimes during the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know how you could even feel how you could just do that, popping everybody and then not to have any bullets left. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Agonizing.
It's actually something in credit to Stephen King as well. If you look at any of the movies we've talked about there in the last 30 minutes, none of them are similar.
Exactly.
They're drastically different stories all the time. Yep. And then you have what other out there ones? Misery, which is fucking unreal.
Dolores Claiborne,
yeah. Played fantastically by Kathy Bates.
Yeah, probably
it's best role she's ever done, hands down. Yep. And that's saying something as well because she's done some serious roles. I actually even liked her in 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
I'll give the woman credit. She got every goddamn Charlie Sheen mannerism down to a bloody T. Right down to the way she lit the cigar. It was just exactly. It was Charlie Sheen down to a T.
Another a couple off the wall ones is the Langoliers.
Wasn't a big fan of that.
I wasn't either, but I'm wondering if that's another thing with his movie and his books too. Is some of them are just so far out there that it's how do we put this on film?
But the guy's got a large imagination. There was no TV in his house. Himself and his brother just had to read books the whole time. The dad left to be an aspiring writer or some shit like that, if memory serves me correctly. He's had some crazy stories going through the years. I suppose it's just kind of he puts a bit of himself into everything.
And then you got more maybe grounded ones, I guess, maybe like Cujo, something that's not super out there, but it's something that actually really could happen.
Hang on. Animals coming back from the dead is a total thing.
Okay.
Don't look. I won't get into my full-blown zombie rant again, but they're testing it. They're doing very well with it. It's only a matter of time until shit starts. Arguing all over the place.
Okay.
That's the conspiracy theory section.
That'll be episode 6.
Oh, I'd love to do a conspiracy theories episode.
I'm down.
I'm a total Fox Mulder.
All right. Well, you guys just heard our process of coming up with our ideas. We just decided episode 6.
This is how we come up with ideas on any show that I'm on. Is I just start farting shit out in my head.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, that worked.
Let's do this. Okay, can we finish doing the episode we're doing first? No, I want to do it now.
No.
I want to conspiracy theories now. What other ones did I see? I saw the Tommy Knockers
Yeah, you were saying, yeah.
That was good. I hadn't seen that in a while. Oh, God, what's his name? He's in CSI. No, Law and Order, actually. And he was in Dexter as well. Season 4. At the risk of sounding like
never watched Dexter, so I don't know.
You didn't watch Dexter?
No.
Oh, man.
Leave all the hate comments below.
Oh, man. Have you read any of the Dexter books?
No.
You should actually read the books. Are freaking amazing.
I think Jimmy Smits, is that who you're talking about?
Is he a big kind of Mexican or Cuban looking dude?
Yeah.
That's really well known.
Ooh, Sons of Anarchy. He was in Sons of Anarchy too.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he was going out with Gemma Teller.
Yep, towards the end.
Yeah, after Clay died. And he ran wasn't he the head of the Mexican...
He used to be in with the Mayans or something. But I guess he got out.
No, didn't he used to be the head? He used to be the head of another gang, but they weren't a bike club. They were just a gang.
Yeah, I think so.
And then he had some arrangement with the Mayans.
Seen it, remember for sure, but I think so.
And he ran the massage parlor.
Yes. So. Ooh, I didn't realize Stephen King had so much ties with Sons of Anarchy.
It's just that.
Well, that and Ron Perlman.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Kat is talking about at the first time.
I wouldn't really call it ties.
Yeah, just similar actors. Let me go. The guy has such insane library of movies.
Yeah.
I'll list a few of them here. We haven't talked about The Shining.
I actually like Stephen King's version of The Shining. The movie is much truer to Stephen King's version of The Shining, the book.
Yeah.
But Kubrick's Shining blows my mind balls every time I see it.
That's that's another one I think that is becoming a movie or something is Dr. Sleep, I believe, which is the sequel to The Shining.
I haven't read that.
I believe that's getting ready to becoming a movie as well soon here too.
Okay, I must read that. Or I might read that actually. I might wait for the movie and then...
Probably about the last 5 or 10 years, I think it's come out.
I might wait for the movie and then read the book. Because I find if I read the book, then it's always like, ugh.
You got into some non-horror type movies. You got Shawshank Redemption. You got Stand By Me. Green Mile.
I forgot Stand By Me with Stephen King completely.
Yep. That's another thing is a lot of people probably don't realize how many movies are Stephen King inspired movies.
Like he's, fucking hell, Stand By Me. That was a great movie as well, actually.
That was a really good movie.
Stand By Me.
Green Mile was amazing.
Green Mile was brilliant. Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
1408 with
John Cusack.
Nope.
No, not John Cusack. Sorry. What's his name?
No.
Yeah, it was John Cusack, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. Samuel Jackson.
He had to make his appearance in Stephen King universe.
Yeah.
I'm just going through a few more on here. Silver Bullet, The Dead Zone.
I love Silver Bullet. We only reviewed that recently as well.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Dreamcatcher.
Haven't seen those.
Secret Window.
That's good.
Children of the Corn.
Yeah, Children of the Corn is actually... I don't fear anything because creepy kids don't scare me. They just creep me out. And if they get within punching distance, they're getting punched. But it is Children of the Corn where my creepiness of creepy kids came from.
Yeah.
So if any of you youngins out there get too close to me and get a roundhouse kick in the face, blame Stephen King.
You'll get a black mask to the face.
That's right. Or knee to face. Either or.
The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep. That's a great movie.
Salem's Lot.
I loved that book.
It's a good ass book. I actually just bought it recently. I'm getting ready to start reading it.
Yeah, it's a good ass book, Salem's Lot. I actually haven't seen the movie. I've read the book.
The movie's pretty good.
Good. You haven't read the book, or you've bought it and you're reading?
I haven't read it. I have it in my little collection, but I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to, though.
Yeah, Salem's Lot's a great read.
Yeah, The Lawnmower Man. Remember that movie?
Yeah, that was cool. Going to the computer.
Yeah. Another kind of off the wall, not off the wall, but like not similar to the horror genre is Apt Pupil. Did you see that?
Apt Pupil. That sounds. That's on Netflix.
Ian McKellen.
Yeah, is that on Netflix?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
It's the one where he's like a Nazi criminal.
Yes.
Because there's a boy he's studying the Holocaust.
Yes. Yes. I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of it.
Yeah, I heard. Like, I haven't seen it either, but I heard that one amazing.
Oh, is it really good? I'll check. I might watch that. I might be. Oh God, it's been like a whole Stephen King week.
Just going through a little bit more here. You got Tales from the Dark Side, Needful Things, Hearts in Atlantis.
What? Really?
Yeah, Hearts in Atlantis with the old guy. I can't think of his name. Anthony Hopkins.
The old guy. Hannibal would have been a great answer.
That too. I didn't even.
The old guy.
Well, there was one movie I forgot to talk about that came out last year with his whole big 2017 was The Dark Tower.
Oh yeah.
That came out last year too. So we had two major motion picture movies with It and Dark Tower.
And then he had 2 or 3 Netflix movies.
So that's what I was saying. Like, last year may have been one of his biggest years overall, I think, movie-wise. But the thing is, like,
I'd watch Idris Elba in anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Did you ever see the TV show he was in, Luther?
Yes.
So good. So good.
Show.
It's kind of like half detective show, half serial killer horror show, depending on the episode. Like the Laughing Jack guy, do you know, with the kind of the Punch and Judy mask. That was very horror inspired.
Yep. Did you see The Dark Tower?
I did.
Was it? I didn't see it.
I haven't read the books. I enjoyed the movie. It was a little bit confusing in places.
I have the first 4. That's another thing. Like, I keep going to used bookstores over by my house, and they have a big, like, 2 or 3 like little sections of Stephen King like used books, and I bought like 13, 14 of them, and I haven't read any of them yet.
Oh, you get reading. You need to get reading. You got some good stuff there. What you got?
Well, the first 4 Dark Tower books.
Okay, I can't comment on those. I haven't read those myself.
Salem's Lot.
You need to read Salem's Lot. It's amazing.
What I think I'm getting ready to do first. I got Needful Things.
Haven't read that.
Cujo.
Cujo's a good read as well.
Mr. Mercedes, I think I picked up.
No.
That's one of his more recent ones. The Skeleton Crew.
No.
Which is a short story one, which is actually where The Mist originally came from.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, there's about 20 some odd short stories in there, and The Mist is the first and the longer of the stories in there.
Okay.
That one's, like I said, he has quite a few of those, like
compilation books.
Yeah, where there's and those are obviously good reads because you got some stories that are I guess I was skimming through. Some stories are 5-6 pages. Others are The Mist is 130 pages or something, which compared to a Stephen King novel, that's not that bad. Because his books are quite long sometimes.
Yeah, he's had one, or The Stand was verging on biblical. If memory, I remember The Stand being.
It was very long too.
It was a honking book. You could take a break from reading and work out.
Yeah.
Without having to change what you were holding.
Just it on Audible, and shit you not, the whole listening to it, it's 48 hours long. It.
I was doing The Shining on Audible for the Horrorino book club thing, because as much as I love reading, I don't get to read that much anymore because of the amount of editing I'm doing the whole time. So I will quite regularly throw on an audiobook and kind of, be doing a bit of editing and listening to a book at the same time. But that was, I think it was 10 4 or 5 hour tapes, or 10 4 or 5 hour videos.
Okay.
Not tapes. That's old school.
Yeah, it's there. When I downloaded it and saw it said 48 hours. I'm like, oh, holy crap! I think I'm only in an hour and a half of it, so I still got a long way.
You need to get a load of caffeine pills, and you need to get a load of your Red Bulls and your Monsters.
Yeah.
And possibly some white powder, and just stay awake for 2 days.
Okay.
Plug in your headphones.
Gold Bound baby powder? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, something like that. Does that help you stay awake?
So yeah.
I've heard Gold Bound baby powder is really good for keeping you awake.
And keeping you fresh down in the non-fresh week.
Oh. It's like a summer mist.
This podcast has been a dumpster fire. No, I'm joking.
It hasn't been. Hey, we talked about some Stephen King movies. We've explained why we like some of the Stephen King movies. We got way more into his books than I thought we were actually going to. I thought we were keeping it straight on the movie level. And
we go wherever. We go where the flow takes us.
Yeah, we go things branch out. I like keeping it random. It keeps it interesting.
I mean, not going into it, I didn't think we were going to talk about Gold Bound powder, but I mean,
I don't know. All of the weird curveballs that have been thrown out were from you. I'm just responding to them.
I'm always getting blamed. I always find that as a common thing.
But in this particular instance, Buzzles, we're on your fault.
But
you brought up the Punisher. You brought up the Gold Bombs baby powder, which I'd never heard of before this conversation. To be blatantly honest, I'm just able to say it very quickly for some reason. Gold Bombs baby powder.
I don't know anymore. I guess we should probably go ahead and put a bow on this episode because
put an old bow on the episode.
We'll just say that
I'm going to have a sweet here if you don't mind.
Ooh, what? Let me put my glasses on so I can see what kind of sweet are you having there?
They're the berries and cream sweets. Have you had them?
Wait, did you say berries
and cream?
There is. Oh my god! There's this dance that I learned when I was a wee lad.
Oh yeah.
About berries and cream.
How were you?
Would you like me to share this with everybody?
Okay.
Okay. I know you can't do it right now because you said you're having back problems.
I also don't have to do it.
but you must do it in the future.
Probably not.
I'm going to teach everybody here the berries and cream dance.
That's fair enough, but I'm not doing it. I held up my end of the bargain. Eat berry and cream sweets.
Okay, so I'm going to readjust the screen here so we can see me.
Okay.
So I can teach everybody the berries and cream dance.
Yeah.
Scoot this back. Can we see me? You
Yeah.
can see my head.
Yeah.
I have to get down here. Okay.
You're squatting it. Squat it like it's hot. Squat it like it's hot.
So it goes like this.
Oh, okay, I got it wrong.
I'll push it back a little bit more.
You do that because all I'm seeing is balls. I'm seeing the berries, but I'm not seeing the cream.
If anybody's still watching by this time. Okay.
It's been a great advertisement for Adam Cole, by the way, as well. I must point out.
Oh, baby. Okay. So you go like this. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad that loves berries and cream. That's the first part. Second part, you gotta get the voice higher.
Oh.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad that loves berries and cream.
That was great. Bye, everybody.